And from cannabis to consumerism, joining us now is Dr. Ridley Abraham from the Technology Marketing Department at Superior Academic College. Thanks so much for being here. So we're going to start today with Uber. What I want to know is what stands behind their ambitious plan to develop this self-driving taxis?
I think there are a few things. First of all, they have the vision. We know that today ride-hailing is comprised of 4%, meaning 4% of the population does it. By 2030, it's expected to be about 25% of the population. So they actually see the potential increase. Another thing is that they have a social cause, and what they want to do is they want to make ride-hailing more convenient and cheaper for the general population.
I see. And what are the social and economic implications of having these self-driving taxis on the world's roads? I mean, what are the advantages there?
Okay, so I can cite a study that was conducted by the OECD, which has shown that if you introduce autonomous vehicles, you can decrease the number of cars by 80 to 90%, which means less cars on the road means less pollution, but actually it frees up a lot of parking space. And the more parking space you free up, the more buildings you can erect, and that's a serious problem. We have a shortage of apartments not only here in the country, but all over the world. So these are very significant things. The other thing is that you can make it more accessible to the disabled, the elderly, and the young, because it's cheaper.
Freeing up parking, I mean, I have to say, you know, living in or around Tel Aviv, that would be an enormous feat to do that. But let's move on to another issue. People are hiring drone photographers to photograph their vacations. How does that work?
Okay, so first of all, there's a company, it's based in the UK, which offers the drone experience as an add-on to its tourist attractions. So actually you have a very experienced photographer following you around with a drone. I mean, these are people who've had a role in Hollywood movies.
Wow.
They've shot movies for various documentaries for networks like National Geographic. So you have very professional people following you around, and I think they recognized a need for, you know, just to enjoy the vacation with your family and not just be worried about, you know, taking pictures of the highlights of your vacation. So there's somebody professional who does it for you. And,
you know, having a drone, you know, having someone do this for you, it sounds really expensive.
Yeah, well, right now it's about $5,500 per person. And you get, you know, unusual pictures from different angles. So you can come back home and say, look at these cool pictures that I have of me swimming somewhere and a drone having shot it. And some companies even offer you a 2-3 minute clip of your vacation that was shot from a drone.
Wow, it sounds a little vain at the same time, I must say. It's kind of like, you know, a wedding. People employ these for weddings, you know, but on vacation it seems like a little much. But hey, if you can afford it and it has great results,
yeah, it provides a different experience, and people want to have a different experience, a different traveling experience.
So talking about aviation in a way, from drones to airplanes, there are airplane fees that are hidden to consumers, aren't there?
Yeah, well, it seems if you look at the breakdown of what we're paying for when we take flights, international flights, there's a fee called the carrier fee, and nobody really knows what it's for and how high it can be, but it's there. And I think it's a problem because consumers have the right to know what they're paying for. And one spokesperson for a very famous airline said, you know, we have the right to do this. I mean, the bottom line is the price of the ticket, and why do consumers even care about the breakdown? And I think it's wrong. We should be knowing what we're paying for. We should be able to compare by various fees.
Absolutely. I mean, when you book a ticket, you see taxes and fees,
exactly,
you know, hundreds of dollars, and you don't know how that breaks down. And you're right. It would be good to see that. But let's finally touch on this looming oil crisis that people are talking about. What is this all about?
All right, well, we know that, first of all, from 2014 to now, prices have decreased considerably, oil prices, and that has resulted because of production, a lot of production by the United States, Canada, and Iraq. So there was a lot of production. Prices have decreased considerably, and this meant that a lot of oil companies had to cut down on human resources, meaning a lot of people went home. 250,000 employees went home, half of them from the United States. They had to decrease in investments of both exploration and production. And these things together mean that in the future, very near future, we'll be having a shortage in supply of oil.
Well, thank you so much for breaking down all these interesting topics, Dr. Abraham.
Thank you.